Africa is a continent rich with opportunity. And when business and communities come together, its astonishing potential begins to be felt. With the Millennium Development Goals steering these partnerships, Africa's future is being rewritten with innovation, foresight, and inclusivity. Crossing the length and breadth of the continent, our journalists uncover these stories and share them with the world. Join us now for remarkable stories of partnerships across Africa, building the future and changing lives. It's Africa's time.
More than 2/3 of Kenya's 46 million people live and work in rural areas, but they've traditionally been excluded from the formal banking system. Inclusion is vital to development, so it's Africa's Time travelled to Kenya to learn how technology has enabled branchless banking to reach millions of unbanked Kenyans, giving them access to a brighter financial future. Our story begins in the city, downtown Nairobi to be exact, the country's capital. It's the urban financial hub that drives the economy. And it's here where the face of banking is rapidly changing, with important implications for rural Kenyans. Entrepreneurs like Francis Irungu, who owns a downtown store, have become independent banking agents, using their existing stores to transact for customers and transforming the banking landscape.
We call it the bank revolution because bank was for the few. Now they will tell customers, you can come open an account, you don't need to be introduced by anybody. You don't need to maintain a minimum balance in your account. You only need your identification, which is the ID. With agents banking, as you have said, one thing is trust. You read his account, you check his balance. So it's a great trust. People used to fear that you can give somebody in a kiosk money to deposit in your account. I convince them this is like any other bank.
Equity Bank trains and appoints agents like Francis to represent them. Ingenico Group, a global leader in electronic transaction systems, created smart terminals to enable the agency system to work. Francis!
Hey, hi, Elise.
How are you doing? This is your downtown Nairobi headquarters.
Yeah, it's a very busy place. Yeah.
Business is good?
Very busy, yeah.
But while banks and banking agencies predominate in the city, one wonders why rural areas have taken so long to catch up.
About 66% of all Kenyans do not have access to formal financial services. I mean, getting a bank account was more difficult than getting a passport. When Equity Bank came into the picture, we broke all those barriers using our agents, using our merchants. Any place where we have any semblance of human settlement, we have an agent.
The training process involves one-on-one training with agents. Each branch has 3 dedicated employees who deal with the agents. They'll also recruit and give them day-to-day support.
Those were the basic training. But after 1 or 2 months, we went now for detailed training. We were told about money laundering, how the fraud happens, things like that. So we are trained every 3 months.
I think this is a very exciting opportunity for Kenya, and undoubtedly with new jobs and with the way the economy is developing at the moment, I think access to rural banking is going to become a very important feature for Kenya and for rural communities.
Ingenico Group created a secure, robust and easy-to-use smart terminal for urban and rural settings, which people needed to trust.
Security is a key. Ingenico is investing a lot on security, and we are working with a lot of international bodies to make all our solutions, our workstations, our point of sales, our terminals more secure. Instead of bringing people to the branch, you are bringing the branch to people. I mean, there is a big difference between the remote areas and the cities. And the financial institutions and the bank, they have to go out of the box. Because a lot of people, they think that Africa needs us, but Africa really doesn't need us. We need Africa.
So Africa's forcing you to innovate?
Absolutely, yes.
Francis, who lives with his wife and young daughter just outside Nairobi, has developed as an entrepreneur and continues to grow his business. He's now opened a second equity agency in the rural village where he grew up, inside his sister's general dealer shop.
Since I became an agent, I boosted my income because it was an additional income. I've created what we call employment. The agency in Nairobi was the first one, or we can call it a headquarter. But Equity Bank has allowed you to have more than one. So long as you can be able to manage them, you can meet the criteria.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
You're all packed and ready?
Yes, I'm already packed.
We're going to Nyeri
Yeah,
town.
I'm going to Nyeri now.
Yeah, I brought a map because I thought it would be pretty cool
Yeah.
for you to show us exactly where we're headed.
We are in Nairobi right now. We go past Muranga, then from Muranga it's Nyeri.
It's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, 2 to 2.5 hour drive.
Okay. So we're going to Gakindu, which is near Nyeri town, but why did you open a store there?
As I've told you, this is my home area, and I am very keen to develop where I come from. This is where I used to go when I was a small boy to the market. I would like my community to access the banking. When they have banking services, you expect more things to happen. Development will be there. People will be having somewhere to keep their money safe.
And it's great business, they know you.
Mathi, koi toro. Ya kurehera to burungo haha. To ni to iyo to ngoko. Banking was unheard of in a setting like this, the village, because banking was for those people who are rich. We indeed used to have a bank, and people used to do what we call the asset financing. You know, that's an accounting term now. Because when you buy something to liquidate, you don't have the cash, you have the asset.
Twarutaga tukagura ng'ombe na tukagura mburi twendia na ngũkũ rĩu tukarĩithagia rĩu ithuĩ ũrĩa twaikaraga tene tũtiakoragwo na bengi cia kũiga mbeca twaigaga mũndũ ahithaga mũkondoro-inĩ wa ũrĩrĩ agaikia mbeca hau.
So Francis, it's communities like this one that you grew up in that really benefit from agency banking.
Yeah, they have benefit from the agent banking. They can save their money, they can withdraw the money time they want, so flexible. They don't have to travel for a very long distance to get their finances. We have a market, so they can go on the market day, they can sell their things and deposit money to the equity agents.
Come straight to you.
Yeah.
Francis has a strong customer base. His parents and many others from the community who know and trust him bank at his agency, which he manages with his sister. One such person is local businesswoman Josephine Wanjira-Kimoto, who sells prepaid cards in the towns and villages of the Nyeri district.
Okay, my name is Josephine Wanjira-Kimoto. I'm a mother of 2 girls, Sharon and Joy. I'm a businesswoman. I always wanted to be my own boss. I've sold cards for a long time, so people know that I carry cash. So it's risky, so I prefer being deposited my money in my account rather than carrying cash. Before that, we used to go to bank, but to bank, you go queuing for a longer time. Time is money. It helps people with small business to save. At least I'll be saving 100 each and every day, expanding my company, employing more workers, buying more motorbikes. Yeah, it's possible.
My name is Patrick Washira Mwangi. And I have been a photographer for a long time. I'm the main guy, and people like me. And when they don't find me, they feel so unhappy. Because when people have occasion, almost everybody likes to cover his occasion. Wedding people are so happy, so joyful. Lisa, these are the photos I took from yesterday's wedding.
Oh man, look at this. Do you love what you do?
Very much.
Really?
That's my job. I'm doing it for a long time. I am married to a very lively wife, and I love her so much. And we work together. You know, when you are working together with somebody, you spend most of the time together. The room we are in, we have shared. That is a small studio. The other part is a salon. Sometimes you get bored, but here I don't get bored. You know, everybody starts from somewhere. I start from so down. In fact, from the beginning, I hired a camera from my brother. Then after working for a time, I bought my own. Then there was a challenge in transport. I bought a bike. Then after working for some time, I bought a car. I have my own car now. Bye. You know, as a business person, you must have somewhere to keep your money. The bank is far away from here. When you are working, maybe you get late at night. There is no time to take money to your bank. So you keep your money in the pocket.
Patrick. For what?
But when the agent came nearer, my income has improved greatly. There is no impulse buying. The little I get, I can save it, I can deposit every now and then. And if you have a loan, you are servicing a loan, you just get there, you pay your loan, you even pay electricity there. During the weekend, it is operational, unlike the bank. They open from the morning up to night.
Thank you very much.
I have been seeing my business growing. In 5 years, I will be very far. So I have a lot of hope.
The future of Africa is based on financial education and technology. And technology, if it is well mastered, if it is well done, you have a fabulous tool to grow Africa in the future.
It's real people's stories that make the power of financial inclusion clear. Something so simple that many of us take for granted, a bank account, and being able to gear your hard-earned cash and plan for the future. Technology made possible by companies like Ingenico Group is helping rural Kenyans improve their lives in remarkable ways. All they needed was to be invited in.
One, two, 1, 2.
My name is Martin Blackies, and I am an African. I'm a guy with big dreams, surrounded by people who look down a lot. This is because smart devices are everywhere, and the technology revolution is upon us. People are using their phones to network, launch careers, and start businesses. Question is, how can I do the same?
Africa is the youngest continent globally. There are estimated 200 million Africans between the ages of 15 to 25. But that youth that is in many respects the force for development and the driver of economic progress also needs to be nurtured, needs to be encouraged in the right direction.
I wanted to meet some movers and shakers. Puti Mahanyele heads up the Shanduka Group. I'm here to see Puti. She's also on the advisory council of a trending initiative called Microsoft for Africa. It's nice to finally meet you.
Excellent. Wonderful to meet you too.
Thanks.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
I've had many wonderful experiences with young people, and I'm very thankful for that. One of the things that often strikes me is just how smart they are. With Africa, it's a very youthful economy, you know, when I look at the whole continent, actually. And so it opens up significant opportunities. And the difference will be what it is that we do for our youth today.
What Microsoft for Africa is an initiative that the company launched almost 2 years ago. And its premise is to enable, catalyze, participate in economic development in Africa. The grand vision is if you make the right investment and you put it in the right hands, and we think the youth and the small entrepreneurs are the right hands, they will become the future generation of consumers that then becomes a Microsoft addressable market.
I'm going to meet one of the young entrepreneurs that Microsoft for Africa is partnering with, helping him develop his business and allowing him to be a catalyst for change in others' lives, paying it forward and helping the whole ecosystem grow.
I'm a 28-year-old South African, very passionate about South Africa and Africa. There's this amazing quote that goes, "We're not Africans because we're born in Africa. We're Africans because Africa is born in us." In short, Vigo is a DIY website builder. And the reason why we developed our own site builder for Africa is because all the international platforms are not that mobile friendly. Most of the internet usage in Africa is mobile. So we decided to create something that's catered for the African market and that's full on mobile friendly, so you can actually create, edit and manage your website right from your mobile phone.
With Microsoft's help, Carl's company flew out of the starting blocks. In its first year and a half of business, it secured 2,500 new clients and today employs 12 people, most of whom speak a language that comes straight from Mars.
I think I'll write a PHP function to detect the existence of a symlink. And then I'll insert an HTML meta tag if a duplicate domain already exists.
Yeah, that works.
Cool, man.
Let's do that.
I'm what one would say technologically inept. So,
I can understand that.
So you have to show me how you do this.
Right, so you simply click on Start Now. We're going to go with a men's fashion brand, seeing that you dress so fashionably.
Thank you.
Once you've put in your information, you simply select one of the templates. So this is where you can have a look at all the templates.
Okay.
It shows you what your template actually looks like on all the different devices.
Yes,
so
yes,
you
I
know
see.
what it's going to look like on a phone, tablet, large screen, laptop. There we go. This is the site that you've just created. Okay. How cool is that?
That is great. That is great stuff. But let's just say I still find this to be too much work for me. Are you able to take my ideas and do it for me?
Yes, I mean, we bring young, enthusiastic people into the business and train them up with all sorts of creative skills so that they can go out there and provide websites and other online services for businesses, and on top of that, earn recurring commission.
Microsoft for Africa offers an online community hub, which is a portal for African SMEs to find affordable services, resources, and opportunities to connect with one another online across the continent. As a service provider on the hub, Carl has grown his business by 170 new clients.
You simply go to www.bizforafrica.com, and so when you click on Get Stuff, it actually takes you to the page where you can access all these products and services. So they've got everything from website solutions to accounting services and accounting products, CRM solutions.
So when Microsoft says they want to help entrepreneurs build their businesses, this is where you go.
Yep, correct.
Young people in Africa are unbelievably innovative, unbelievably entrepreneurial and smart. Okay? So what we need to do as Microsoft is enable that ecosystem to really access, to participate, to contribute, to collaborate, and those innovations will start to come, which actually do have an impact.
While Microsoft for Africa is enabling Carl's business to grow, his client's success is promoting growth in other industries. One of these clients is a Johannesburg-based entrepreneur who's created something called a Scudi.
Once you have a website, your business is international. So I am running a multinational corporation because of Vigo. Thanks to Vigo.
So you're telling me you've got something that's like a hoodie?
Correct.
That keeps my head warm?
Head, yes.
And a scarf?
Yeah.
That keeps my neck warm?
Neck.
And then something that I can put my hands in?
Correct.
To keep them warm?
All in one.
All in one?
All in one.
I gotta see this.
Let's do this, man. This is the camel version. Put it on.
Brother,
get a look and feel.
You're taking me to another level here. Look how you look. You're telling me that you're an international, what was it?
Multinational corporation.
Multinational corporation.
That someone anywhere in the world can access the website and see what I do. They can now pay for a scooty from anywhere in the world and they'll get the scooty delivered to them.
Oh man.
So these pictures actually are links to the different sections of the website.
Yeah, who took these pictures?
I did.
Really?
Yeah. These are all my friends.
Wow.
Sometimes it can be the smallest things that can cause an entrepreneur to fail. In my opinion, that's usually a lack of mentorship. That's where mentorship comes in extremely handy. People with experience teach you how to handle certain situations.
Well, I know Carl through the Microsoft program of helping entrepreneurs across Africa. The key partners that you could work with going forward. So when I work with entrepreneurs, one of my passions is finding entrepreneurs with ideas that can create lots of jobs versus creating lots of wealth. We give you technical assistance. With that, we give you free software, we give you free hosting on the Azure platform for 3 years. Then you get to the next level, like Carl, where you've got a real product that's going out in the marketplace. Then you get a mentor like me.
He's really made a massive impact on the way I see the future, the way I make decisions and plan strategies for the company. It's really opened my eyes to much bigger things.
So some of the folk you mentor kind of sit there and passively take notes and you wonder whether anything is happening. And then you get the guys who take off like a rocket. And they take the ideas, the suggestions, the resources that me and Microsoft give them, and they run with it. And that's tremendously exciting. And Carl has been one of those people who has run with it. So it's been a tremendous journey and an exciting one to be part of it with him.
Those entrepreneurs who are forming their own new products, you see what they've come up with, the creativity, but also the commercial aspect of that product that they've come up with. It always astounds me. It's wonderful to see that young people at such an age can come up with these unique products and be able to get them into the market so very quickly also,
When I go to bed at night, I know that there's 12 people that have really great jobs and that they're enjoying, and that makes me feel absolutely amazing.
Come on.
I'll be this folk.
Okay. Looping. That's me, right? That's me. Okay. Oh! I was too caught up with my stroke. Oh man! Did you have a background in program developing?
Not at all. I was sitting in my flat one day with my brother. I felt that we had the creativity to do it ourselves. So I said to him, surely there must be a couple of tutorials online that'll teach you how to, create a basic website. And that's literally where everything started. I definitely think there's a couple of amazing years lying ahead for Africa with the internet and the innovation absolutely skyrocketing throughout Africa.
Do you at some times feel that this is just a bit too overwhelming?
Quite often, yeah. I mean, it's hectic sometimes. I only had 2 days off last year, so I don't get to experience things like this quite often.
Yeah, I'm really flabbergasted. You are an inspiration to myself, and I'm sure to many other young Africans. Someone so young, but still doing so much phenomenal stuff, man.
So think about it, Microsoft, Vigo, relative size, I mean, there's no comparison. Value to the partnership, absolute peers, right? And that's the inclusive relationship, and that's the coverage relationship, is because we don't look at each other as a distorted value proposition, we look at each other as peers, and I think that makes it work.
Despite ongoing challenges, the opportunities for entrepreneurship are huge. And as entrepreneurs begin to thrive, so does their ability to employ more people and contribute to Africa's growth. Truly it is Africa's time. Let's see if it's as easy as it sounds. Are you starting a new business? Click here. Oh, awesome.